And starting life, there's a challenge trophy. The Meads Cup was first awarded in 2002 to Mid-Canterbury as the first defender by popular vote. The Hammers now want to win it on merit as Heartland champions 2013. Standing in their way is the North Otago Turbines, well versed in final success and expecting more on the back of a 7-match winning streak. Richard Turner alongside me. Good afternoon, Pod.
Good afternoon, Tom. Great to be here in Ashburton. Nice to be back too. And, well, challenging conditions, probably the best way to describe this, but two teams, Tom, that like to play the running game, and I guess given the strength of the conditions here, particularly the wind, that both teams are going to be forced into this. So I'm looking forward to it. If nothing else, it should be exciting.
Brendan Laney's sidelined in the breeze.
Yeah, and it's probably more than a breeze. We've got a 52 kilometre wind here, guys, and it really is blowing one way, and it's straight down the ground. Unfortunately, it's probably going to be quite tough for these teams to throw it round, but I'm sure they'll still give it a go.
As always, North Otago field a burly front row who get the better of most, leading a pack that bank on mobility rather than size to outmanoeuvre the opposition. Eric Duff offering the only height come line-out time. Samisoni Tonga takes some stopping off the back. Ed Cohane keeps the Turbines in the hunt when the kicking tee comes into play. And look out for some Welsh wizardry off the bench. Adam Enzani Jones. Chris Talanoa, a late withdrawal from this side. He has scored 6 tries. He's their try scorer, though I'm not sure it's a day for wingers. So his experience, though, will be missed. They'll get a warm welcome on a nice day. And they've withstood some tough recent challenges. A bit rusty in those opening 2 rounds. 2 losses in a row. But the oil has been applied, not losing since, including that win over their hosts. So they haven't been beaten for a couple of months nearly, and they'll want to maintain that momentum. And it's hard to go past their skipper as a key component of this match, and the 50 that he's previously played for the province. Ralph Darling has forged a reputation as one of the best type forwards in the comp. The Heartland 15 selectors certainly think so. They've picked him for the 2013 squad early this week. They withstood some stiff challenges from West Coast and Horowhenua in the lead up in the semi-final, but they're ready for the final. And just one change in the Mid-Canterbury starting lineup from the run-on side that survived the West Coast onslaught a week ago. Cody Nordqvist getting the nod ahead of Mark Andrew. John Dampney is a Trojan, make no mistake. In the back 3 of Lambert, Catherwood and Magoon scored tries at regular intervals. In the reserves, Koretama and Nathautha will be hoping there's no extra time. Might make them late for school on Monday, such as the youth. And the Hammers, well, they were cruising in the rounds prior to the playoffs with big wins over Thames Valley and Buller, but used their get-out-of-jail card free in the semi. They were down 7-13 at the break. Big crowd here for that match, 2,500. Somehow the home team rallied to score in the last movement. And they've just suffered the 1 loss this year, and that was in Oamaru. So any psychological advantages with the visitors, but not much of one in a 19-18 scoreline. They were really pushed to the limit against West Coast. A late try saved the day to the relief of the hometown crowd. Willie McGowan going over in the corner and becoming the hero for the moment at least. Now, there's no hiding the Hammers ace card up the sleeve as the reputation of first 5 Murray Williams has gone before him, having played for the Bay of Plenty, the Chiefs, Toyota and 6 internationals with Japan, scoring a raft of points for all of them, throwing 100 in his debut season in green, and they've got themselves in a match winner at many levels. But Pod, kicking, it may play a big part today. His experience will be well worth the while.
Well, that's probably going to be it, Tom. Experience. Murray Williams brings a ton of that. So that'll be certainly a huge influence in this Mid-Canterbury team.
Liam Kennedy-Clark with the national anthem. A lot of tension, both teams.
Atua, Ona iwi
Big day for the players, big day for the officials too. They'll be under close scrutiny. And it won't be an easy one to referee, but Brendan Pickerel, I'm sure, will do a fine job here. And he'll be ably assisted on the sides by John Dustow and Grant Day. And if needed, sideline will be Mr. Johnny Rice, says the TMO.
Nice to see someone from the North Harbour region participating in the final series this weekend, Tom.
Yeah.
Well done, Brendan Pickerel.
The teams you back haven't done particularly well, Pod. Harbour was last, Hawke's Bay missed out in the final, and you spent 2 years in Ashburton. They'll be hoping you don't support them.
That's right. Maybe third time lucky with the MC Hammers this afternoon, Tom. First use of the breeze for Mid-Canterbury. Talked about the experience of Murray Williams. And look, it's almost, the wind is so strong that it's almost a disadvantage to be at your back. So clearly judgment will be the key here.
Well, North Otago won the toss and gave away the wind, so they're banking on it perhaps getting a bit stronger later. Murray Williams, well, unbelievably, only just made 10 metres. A very clever kick, kept it low and gave his chance to his forwards to contest. They weren't quite able to do so. It'll be North Otago in first possession, and the passes are going to be short and close to the body. There's a strong run from Masoe, the vice-captain, takes play inside Mid-Canterbury's territory. It'll be stay on the shoulder of the ball carrier and stay very close. It'll be a penalty, but no way on this earth a shot at goal.
Certainly not. I would say there'll be nothing. Not even a thought about having a shot at goal unless you're right out in front, 10, 15 metres in front of the goalpost. Have a look at that. Brendan, that is just ridiculous.
Oh, mate, it is very, very strong, and there's no point in picking up grass because there's only one way it's going to fly.
What did you make of the decision to give the wind away, Buff?
Well, it's a strange one, I must admit, but look, at second half, it's not going to disappear. It's going to be just as strong. So really, Mid-Canterbury's going to have to score a lot of points this first half, guys.
Well, I think they tapped into some local knowledge. I was talking to former All Black Jock Ross, and he said that they were hoping the wind wouldn't pick up till late afternoon, so they expected to get a bit stronger.
So this will be interesting here at line-out time. Clearly the only option is to the front.
That's exactly to plan. And able to look after it was TJ Harris. I'm going to try and spin it. A long pass, and yes, went safely in the hands of Liebenberg. Tackling strong. Smith to Cohane from the fullback berth. He comes up into the back line, but really there's hesitancy, and understandably so, when it comes to passing it through the back line hands.
Yeah, well, certainly I can understand the theory behind North Otago choosing to give away the win so early doors in a final, so there's going to be a bit of nerves clearly from both sides, so it's going to take sides time to settle down, Tom. So they'll be banking on the fact that it's going to take Mid-Canterbury probably 20 minutes to settle down into this game, therefore in theory only 20 minutes to really take advantage of the win, where by the time they turn after 40 they'll be straight into their work.
I like that idea. Work out what are the best tactics, knowing that the breeze is there for the duration.
Sit!
Will McKenzie at halfback, also in the Heartland team. Good season from him. He's a good runner. He'll have to do a few darts around the base. I would suggest a little grubber kick, another good tactic. Conaferetti has done well. He shrugged off one tackle. He's done the same to the second. Has got power and pace and has made good yardage for his side. The visitors on a roll. And they're determined to put the wind out of their minds, give it to the likes of Tonga Tonga to take it forward. The halfback Smith keeps it alive, so too the captain Darling. It's pulled in, the advantage with them.
Playing advantage to go.
Tahutia outside the 22, getting closer. Good composure. Kohane chipping in, as is Faituna Riku. Masoe again. He's had some early touches. Lost it on the ground, but it hit the foot first, then it went forward. But promising signs from the Turbines.
Oh, very promising. North Otago ball in hand. And Mid-Canterbury just guilty of slipping off too many first-time tackles, allowing North Otago the momentum. And so some good continuity through 5 phases for North Otago, putting them in good field position. Just the final pass, look at that little pop over the top, and again a missed or a tackle not made initially from Mid-Canterbury, and then there just at the end, not able to control it, but good signs also for North Otago. First scrum before they're the bigger pack, so they'll be looking to put some real heat on this Mid-Canterbury unit in this position.
Solid scrum off the back, captain Dampney. He's quickly wrapped up and held up. So we're going to have to get this to ground and quickly. Starting to move and rumble around a little bit, but it has been dispossessed, turned over, picked up and distributed, and a chance for North Otago had it not blown behind the entire set of backs. Masoe, the tidy up job. Ball's lost on the ground, just a knock forward. So it'll only be a scrum.
Knock on, gold. No advantage.
Mid-Canterbury, Brendan, they'll be able to give away a few penalties, because unless you're under the crossbar, you're not going to be conceding too many points.
Yeah, you did right there, guys, but I just think both sides are very, very nervous, aren't they? You can see they're going into contact. They've got to be extra especially vigilant when it comes to hanging on to the ball. And in finals rugby, it's the guys that hang on to the ball the most. They're going to have a lot more opportunities in front of them. But you're right, this Mid-Canterbury side, they know they've got a big win behind them. They've just got to keep defending, and then one kick, they're down the other end.
Bind!
Got a chance for Mackenzie.
Yes,
and the wise head of Williams, what will his choice be? It's to keep it in hand and try and break the defence, and does so. Pass is beautifully timed. Here's a big first chance for Mid-Canterbury to attack through Magoon, and it'll go too far. It'll be impossible to judge those kicks to any precision.
That's the challenge. William Magoon looking to buy the penalty, but no issues here. There's Williams taking the ball to the line, and the defenders really just drifted off him, so he kept going, Williams, and the option was not a bad one, just the execution again with the wind at the back, looking to buy the penalty, but to no avail. First real opportunity for Mid-Canterbury. William Magoon down the left-hand flank.
Well, I thought he would have backed himself there, Poddies. I've seen Willie go before. He's very, very fast. He's a big, strong winger, but I really thought he might have backed himself and used the support that he had around him. Because I think any kicking today, he's going to go dead.
Crouch!
They stood off him and come away with a scrum where the kick was taken, because of course it went dead off the boot, and that'll be preferable to try and a drop out from the 22, which would be uncontrollable. And it'll be Smith who creates a bit of space for Konafaredi. He's already put in one telling burst. Vaitui Nariku is happy to just shove it on, and they're starting to make Masoe some space. He's capitalised inside pass to Liebenberg. They're not going to catch him. First try to North Otago. Ball in hand has done the trick for the visitors. They're in for 5. Dre Liebenberg comes up with the points.
Oh, North Otago, 30 seconds ago, under pressure in a defensive situation, playing into the wind, so the kick to touch wasn't an option for them. They went ball in hand, and Mid-Canterbury had some real issues defensively, falling off far too many first-time tackles, and this time they paid dearly for it. Nothing really on. It was put into a hole. 2 missed tackles there, and then right here, the movement kept alive. Good support play, to be fair, from Liebenberg, and too much pace.
Well, let's just see if in this range. Still successful. So Kahane has added the 2. It's 7-0 after 7.
That's gone through the post, that kick, Tom, and it's actually bounced back on this side of the goal line. That's how strong the wind is. But Liebenberg, look at that, just stretching out. Wonderful start. Any points into the wind, Brendan, a huge bonus.
Yeah, they really are, Pod, and I tell you what, that was a well-taken try. I just like the fact he got his arms through the tackles. He had 2 guys on him, and Liebenberg did a great job of backing up. And I tell you what, into that breeze, mate, you and I might have struggled to get there.
Mid-Canterbury, Pod, should know the tactics. North Otago are just going to run it. That's their only option, isn't it? So to defend against that should be a little bit easier than perhaps knowing the variety of the kick has been taken out of the equation.
Yeah, dead right, Tom. And tackling's just a state of mind, really. And that'll be an issue that no doubt they would have addressed. Skipper John Dampney under the post, had them in a huddle, and that would have been the basis of any conversation he was having with them. Fellas, we've got to make our tackles, simple as that. Because you did right, Tom, that's all North Otago are going to do. Okay, go back to Rugby 101, tackle the man carrying the ball.
Crouch!
Got a chance to bounce straight back. Scrum's been okay for the Hammers. They've opted for their skipper to pick it up, not on this occasion. Now, the strong tackling Smith holds up the ball carrier, but it is available to the home team. They will have learnt the lesson watching what North Otago have done so effectively. And Dampney carries it further into the 22 and almost through the tackle, not able to offload, used a little bit of common sense. The pass went along the ground. It was tidied up nicely by Paulson, former Manawatu and Otago player. So he's got experience. A lovely step from Williams. Just about found some space between here and the goal line. Caught by an ankle. This is Manu Niliwa. And he's within 7. A punishing runner. He's done the job. Getting some help from Ula. Strong defence from North Otago. Oh, the pass just went astray. The chance for Dampney denied.
Oh, beautiful
defence, so to be fair, North Otago, good communication. So there's the lesson for Mid-Canterbury. The other side's got the ball. You just make your tackles. Murray Williams again, happy to take the ball to the line. Almost gets through, good continuity, and then the opportunity came out to the left. And it was the skipper Dampney on the left-hand wing. Just couldn't get ball to hand.
North Otago is going to be very careful. They give Murray any room whatsoever. He really has been the catalyst of this Mid-Canterbury attack, hasn't he, Pod? He's done everything. He's got players running around him. Using his options well.
Sit!
Just got to be a bit careful. It's not too one-dimensional because North Otago will know that. And to try some variety, but put a bit of pressure on the scrum. Did the Hammers, not able to dispossess. And Eric Duff just beyond that 5-metre mark. The advantage, it will be a penalty. They won't be able to clear their line by much. Troika tick, quick tap is taken. It's obviously the philosophy. And take it over the 22 and beyond, and it's been ripped clear. That's top work. McKenzie couldn't get his hands on it. Could be an illegal hand, could be a knock-on. We'll wait for that ruling. Changed hands again to Niliwa. He's found a bit of open space for his centre, Burrows, and Dwayne Burrows. He'll pick up the first hometown try.
Well, a little bit of good fortune for Mid-Canterbury, but always under the benefit of advantage. Decided to move the ball and see what they could come up with. And Dwayne Burrows, his 6th try in 2013. Boy, oh boy, they missed him last year. Dwayne Burrows, ton of pace, made the recently announced Heartland 15 as Dwayne Burrows. And here demonstrating the reasons why he's got a ton of pace, this bloke. There was the fortune, the good fortune for Mid-Canterbury, bouncing into the hands of Manu Liliwa. And then Burrows almost under the sticks.
Yeah, he did well, didn't he? Just that turnover ball Tell you what, if he caught it, it would have been a big chase in front of him, but Burrows, well taken try, and Mid-Canterbury really needed that one.
It's a great steal, the breakdown. And just controlling this distance, not a problem. Control also accurate. So they're locked up after 13. Semlich.
You're right, Tom. The good work done at the breakdown, the turnover, and the tight stuff. It allowed, in the end, eventually Burrows the try, but Mid-Canterbury just back to level pegging now.
I'll tell you what, boys, the ball boys here are going to be earning their chocolate fish today because that ball went a mile.
Yes, I was watching the kickers warm up, and there were a number practicing from 60 metres and clearing the buses the far side. So the ball ended up on the beach a couple of times, and this has got height, shape, and too much of the latter because it just sailed over the touchline on the full.
Well, really, Brendan, the thing to do, isn't it, is to kick the ball on the ground.
Yeah.
That's anything up in the air is just a lottery. You've got absolutely zero control over it, and it is a strong breeze, and every now and again it's gusting even stronger.
Yeah, did right, Pod. There's no way you'd be doing dropouts like that. Any kicking whatsoever. We saw North Otago put it along the ground earlier, but you're right, into the wind. It's got to be along the ground and at least attainable.
And just for the crowds turning up in big numbers, some doubt. I know the officials were worried that the wind would put them off. It has not. They're hardy here. They want to see their team win a competition for the first time in 15 years. And they're not going to miss it for quids. Dampney off the back, combines with McKenzie, and the fullback Catherwood is known for his running. Unable to bust through, but did get a couple of metres in his team's favour. They stick to the short side. Tackling is strong, but not strong enough to dislodge the ball. The penalty comes. And there's going to be a discussion that we're going to tune into.
Come in. No, go away. Captain, just come in. Five. Come in.
Andrew Smith
John.
here.
Take care of that. Okay, their player's not rolling away. So you would have got the penalty. You can't come and play. I'm reversing the penalty. Okay, I'm reversing.
Yes, a penalty reversal, I suspected.
You cannot run it out on the go. Go away.
So initially the penalty went in Mid-Canterbury's favour for the player not rolling away. Keep an eye on for Andrew Smith there. There's the big boy with the comes in. Well,
I've got no problem with that.
No, I guess in the modern game it's not allowable, but it was lying all over the ball. That is an old-fashioned ruck.
And the penalties every single time resulting in a tap kick. Nothing else they could even consider. Tahutia took it into the 10-metre line, enemy territory. See how far it goes out, not far at all. As Eric Duff maintains possession. Turbines drafting away. Robbie Smith, Otago lone player at halfback, smallest guy in the squad. His close trajectory to the ground could help him today. You know, it's all a game of being patient and accurate at close quarter.
Use it!
Command to use it. And TJ Harris, the Englishman from Worcester,
Oh, green! Use it!
taking it straight to deck. But it's safe, and that's the number one rule. And a huge tackle. That's a... Well, I thought it might have been good enough to turn that ball Mid-Canterbury's way, but not to be. Cohane, determined to stay on his feet, brushes off a couple, only goes sideways, but falls the right way. And they're spending a lot of time just in immediate support. The man with the ball, Tahutia, charges. Really have only gone about 5 metres,
Yeah,
but
turn
that's
over
effective.
here. James Carr, the hooker, doing great work for Mid-Canterbury, Tom.
The Hammers just waited for the error, and of course as soon as they got the ball they reversed it by 40 metres with a chip kick. It was no more than that. First time tackle, not quite right on Brown. It did slow him down, didn't stop him. Second man did the job. And they're quite content. Liebenberg already with that try to his name. McGoon putting the tackle down low, getting a lot of help above. Another turnover, this time from a knock-on. either way, the Hammers are happy.
Here they are. A couple of good plays from Mid-Canterbury in the contact. Initially, James Carr turned the ball over. North Otago had gone through 10 phases in the build-up to that, Tom, and I liked what they were doing, showing good variation. The pick and go, then every now and again they brought a runner back on an angle, then it was just some one-pass straight running. So, liking what North Otago are doing here, keeping that Mid-Canterbury defensive system guessing at all times. And the first turnover came from, as I said, James Carr, the second one from the skipper, John Dampney, and now Mid-Canterbury will have the opportunity from the set piece.
Just to let you know, with the scores locked up, if they are that way at full time, we'll have 10 minutes of extra time each way. If it's still a draw, it's the team with the most tries in this match. And if it's still a draw after that, North Otago are the champions because they won the round robin match. So it's all in front of us. And at the moment, a close finish is expected the way the first quarter has gone. And Tolu took it forward with confidence. Pass in front of Williams, but scooped up by Manamananiriwa. And he's done well because it was a tricky ball to collect. And now 60 out, surely they'll have a look at the posts. And for Murray Williams, the first thought was to glance sideways.
Of course you would.
Shot.
Yeah, all sorts of opportunities to make a real name for yourself, isn't there, Brendan? That wind, 60 metres. I don't know what Murray Williams' normal range is.
Well, it's gone out by about 20 metres, Pod, that's for sure. Oh, look, and it's sensible. They've been working very hard down this end of the track to try and get this ball off this North Otago side. North Otago, I've been extremely impressed by the way they've started this game. They've come out and they've showed their intent, especially into the wind, but, you know, it's once again, it's just those little things, hanging on to the ball, and then you wouldn't get this opportunity for Mid-Canterbury, but big kick.
Well, I tell you, this is 62 metres. The ball boy has gone 40 metres behind the dead ball line to retrieve it if he gets a full contact. He has. It's over. And with room to spare.
Yeah, nice. Good option. Well, there was no real downside to that, was there, Tom? Because all he had to do was make sure that it went dead. Even if he had missed it, they would have, at worst case scenario, come back to a 22 dropout situation. So still would have had good field position, Mid-Canterbury, but they've got it between the sticks, has Murray Williams, so 3 points Mid-Canterbury.
Right, have they learned the lesson from the last kick-off that went into touch? Pod says keep it low. They can't hear him from the commentary box. It went back 30, 40. It could be over the dead ball line. We're going to go back and have a scrum on halfway. Except it'll be a Mid-Canterbury put in.
I've never seen that. I have never seen that before in 45 years of watching rugby. Have a look at this. Up in the air. Doesn't go anywhere near the 10 metres. And it's gone dead. Over the dead ball line behind the kicker's back.
The net result's the same. It's a scrum with the opposition put in. That's an incredible view.
That's outstanding.
I'd be debating now the advantage law here. If I was the Mid-Canterbury skipper, I'd be going, hang on a minute, but isn't the advantage? So,
do they get a choice? Perhaps they could.
No, they don't. They can clearly come back to the first infringement, but boy, oh boy, reach for the rule books there.
Well, they've got to learn from it, North Otago. There will be some more points scored this half, so they're going to have to be very careful and reassess what they do from their kick-off, because they can't afford to be doing this.
Bind! Sit!
Yes, the trap at the back and the formula to get it to the half-back Mackenzie's work because they're very much on the front foot. Catherwood standing upright when he offloaded the ball to Lamberts. Handling Shaw from Mid-Canterbury. Run from Tolu. Looks like North Otago offside. So some gimme points on offer. They'll want 7. Manamananiriwa certainly does. And he's got him heading in the right direction, but not quick enough for the referee.
Number 1 goal, offside.
And if there is a gift in kicking today, this is probably it.
Shot.
And Dampney pointing straight to the points. Mid-Canterbury skipper. A good set-piece play. Now the danger here, isn't it, for Brendan, for North Otago is from set piece. They've got to keep deep because there is the option for Mid-Canterbury to kick. But all that does then is create the option for Mid-Canterbury if they choose to run, which they did from the set piece, and make some easy yards. So real conundrum for North Otago in the defensive situation, Brendan.
Yeah, it did right. And what it did is it gave the 9 for Mid-Canterbury a lot of space. Robbie Smith, he saw it.
Have you got anything?
He put the ball into Cathwood's hands, and you're right, it's very tough for the back three on a day like this.
So Murray Williams adds 3 more to the delight of the fans here in Ashburton as the Pink Bats Heartland Championship comes to a head today with Mid-Canterbury ahead by 6.
Yeah, get the feeling, talked about it right at the beginning, the reason North Otago gave away the use of the win. Now Mid-Canterbury starting to get into their work, Tom, but we're 22 minutes, 23 minutes in to this first half already, but now got the scoreboard ticking over. Mid-Canterbury clearly forefront of their mind. Well, they'll need to keep it ticking over and gather as many points.
I tell you what, the highlights package could be full of kickoffs from a halfway, because every one of them's been exciting. This time kept low, did go over the 10-metre mark. Doesn't now matter if it blows back, and no one could catch it. It just blew away from the Mid-Canterbury defenders trying to grasp the ball. Now North Otago back to their original plan of running it up and running it straight, testing the defence. A little fumble behind for Smith, and it's going to be a Mid-Canterbury advantage.
Oh, it's a tough one, isn't it? The base of the breakdown. Halfback goes digging in. There's arms, legs, all sorts of things lying over. Robbie Smith went in for a dig, went to pull it out and quite have firm grasp on the ball, and then the turnover. So again, this is a challenge that North Otago have. It's a set piece situation. So they're sort of getting themselves in no man's land a little bit. Normally they'd be a lot flatter than they are defensively, but obviously concerned about getting into trouble with the kicking game of Mid-Canterbury. So there's some easy meters to be had here for Mid-Canterbury if they get the set piece right, which they have.
They've got a formula working so well. And this time Catherwood puts the kick in, but that's going to just punish him severely.
I think the safest best part's just to be ball in hand. And if you are going to kick, it's going to have to be one of the lightest ones you've ever done. So I think the wind's getting so much stronger out here, guys. It's going to be really tough for these guys. I really do feel for them a bit.
Women's NPC final, 4:30 live today. Canterbury against Auckland. Big weekend for Cantabrians, contesting so many finals at the moment, and there's another 7 o'clock for our coverage. Wellington Canterbury, the ITM Cup Premiership final. Wellington favourites for that game. Not often Canterbury going to a game as the underdogs, but only just. South Canterbury are paying Bulla 2.30 for the Lahore Cup final, so Brian Lahore there, no doubt.
Sit!
So lots to look forward to on Sky Sport. North Otago with ball on the 10-metre mark. The push from Tonga, and he does well enough to at least suck in a couple of defenders. Small things done well. That's the motto for North Otago. They did this a few minutes ago, worked their way up about 20 metres before turning it over. Tonga over the top of a tackler this time, and they've got a penalty. That'll buy him a tap. There it is. Away goes Smith. He's broken through. He's made a good 15-20 metre gain. Little halfback. Vaitui Nariku was on hand to play the halfback role, and then the clean out. Captain Darling offloads. And they're getting within 5 metres. The reward for Patient is nigh. Just too short. Mid-Canterbury got a man up on defence here. And an advantage. Tauchia couldn't get over the line, but they're known they're playing with a bit of latitude now. Defenders desperate. Picking it up. B. Still not there, North Otago, but ever so close, all but. An 8, 9, 10 man effort. A lot of high numbers on the jerseys helping out. They lost a bit of ground there, but they didn't lose the advantage of the penalty. Temptation for by Tui Naruku to take a quick tap, but
Scrum.
Darling has asked for a
14
scrum.
green offside. Scrum.
Yeah, a few in a row now, Mid-Canterbury, so might not be far away from getting the warning from Brendan Pickerel. There's the pick and go, and there the arm straight out, just lurking with intent.
Well, North Otago scrum's been pretty solid for the pod. They've got a decent chance here to try and set something up back-wise.
Apart from the wind, Brendan, it's a lovely day, isn't it?
Yeah, look, it is. It's a fantastic crowd. People really have done a great effort in getting out of here.
Bind.
You would have thought they looked at the wind and thought, no, not coming here, but they've done a great job today. Well done.
Yep, the balloons were apparent many miles south of Mid-Canterbury on the drive up. The whole community have pitched in to make this a special occasion. I see their team penalised though, and there may be a temptation to have a shot at goal even from here.
Here's the double blow, so this is the warning. It's
A couple of penalties in this row, okay, under pressure. I just want better discipline in this row. No, it's in the side, okay? Incorrect entry. Yeah.
so just a general warning here now.
Side.
In North Otago,
Scrum.
I go back to the scrum. Yeah, absolutely what they've done. This is good because Mid-Canterbury are under a warning here, so they've got to be cautious. Yeah. Incorrect entry was the call.
What would you have done, Buff? You got a very good goal kicker in Kahane.
Tell you what, should be a toss of the coin whether you'd go for it. I tell you, the wind is just so strong, and we saw that kick-off earlier. You'd want to be keeping your average up, wouldn't you, Pod?
That's right. But as you said, they've got a good set piece here at North Otago, so they've got big options left and right here.
Tonga Tonga is one of those big options close. But Tui Naruku, he's
Release.
got no further. Mid-Canterbury try and hold Halsia.
Roll 12.
Tuitu Halsia back after a 4-year break.
Oh, green.
Enjoying his football, enjoying
Who's that?
finals football. Why wouldn't they? Duff. Another to be selected in the Heartland team. No surprises.
Use
These
that.
finalists have provided good selection of players for that side.
Oh, use it.
There's no hurry. North Otago will be quite happy to just eat up the clock as well as territory. Smith able to get it outside. Masoe has made more breaks than anyone else today for the Turbines. Smith again. Held up. Not really going forward. Had a 5-metre scrum, remember, a couple of minutes ago. They're 7 metres out. And then they've lost it. So nothing resulting from that penalty except trouble as Williams sees players outside him and they're going to keep it in hand. And why wouldn't you when you've got players like Magoon who've got pace, kept it in the field of play, looked him down for some time as Murray Williams against Vaitui Naruku, and Williams gets there, parries it back on the Mid-Canterbury side, but his opposite did oh so well. He's just a young fella, first year. It's Vaitui Naruku to save the day, and he has.
Oh, they've scrambled well here. North Otago keen to go quickly, and they have.
Harris. No.
So like 5. Got to roll away, okay?
Oh, Smith, the man pointed out by referee Pickerel,
Go
is
away, John.
the infringer not rolling away.
One point over here.
Well, I think these two teams are doing remarkably well, Pod, in the conditions they have just dug deep and got on with the match, no complaints.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a wall.
They're in trouble here, North Otago, maul situation.
Yeah, Tauti was held up. Nordqvist there and Smith. The captain's among them too, Dampney. And they've turned it over. So a drawn pass here for Magoon. Can he get there on his own? A good tackle cover was there. It's scooped up and short. And they have a look.
You haven't got anything?
Going to check with the AR on this side. He's happy though. And there it
The
is.
try's been given to the captain. John Dampney comes up with the points. He was sure of what he'd done.
Well, that's John Dampney's real strength. Tom, is his athleticism. Only his second try in 2013, but he knows his way to the try line, this bloke. He was involved from the set piece. Was Dampney, kept himself in a supporting position. So here from phase play, there he was, the draw and pass, then got up, had the presence of mind to stay in support, got up, and look at this, as the athleticism, saw the opportunity was a big hole, put the accelerator down and had enough of that, enough pace, enough power to get to the line. The only question that Pickerel wanted to check was the double movement. No issues here, he's allowed to place the ball try time.
Yeah, well taken try too. Magoon did well to keep the ball in. And it really was a great chase here by Murray Williams earlier in the piece to get them in that position. Tough kick.
Yes, and over inside that left-hand upright. No mistakes from Williams. And wasn't that good officialdom, Podges, to make the call? We also it was a try, no need for review.
Yeah, absolutely. Good use of the sideline officials, assistant referees.
Three goals.
Got himself in good position. Happy to make the call, had the confidence to make it. Certainly the correct call.
Got a change coming up here, guys, for North Otago. Halcea, the big number 3, coming off. And Palanapa Mafia is going on in 17.
He's been subbed.
Well,
that's a straight sub 2, guys. He's not injured.
All eyes on Cohane. What's it to be this time? Yep, he's now got it mastered. It was a good take by Manamananaliwa. He's so strong. This 29-year-old on debut this year. Mid-Canterbury want to pile on some more points. They've got 6 minutes to do so. North Otago, they looked so good early, but they've been on the back foot. The last quarter of an hour or so, Marseille made the tackle. Mid-Canterbury just not kicking everything, hoping the wind will do it. They're keeping it in hand and proving to be very difficult to stop. Ball comes off a couple of hands. Firstly from the Hammers.
Oh, Willie Magoon again wanting to put the ball to toe.
6 gold.
More substitutions, Brendan.
Yeah, there is. Number 19, Wayne Winter's gone on for number 6.
Incredible stat we just saw roll across territory. North Otago 2-1 in the territory states, playing into an absolute gale. I'll tell you the other interesting stat. I'll tell you the other interesting stat is where this game's been played. 24 minutes of this game. So all but 10 minutes of it been played in either team's 22s.
Either team's 22. That's the incredible thing about it. We all thought it would be down this end, the North Otago end. That's where the crowd sort of migrated to, but it's not proved to be the case.
Crouch.
Yeah, you've got to admire both teams. They've really done so well in these conditions. Like you said earlier, Tom, they've just got on with it.
Sit.
Yes, no.
Yes. Top final this has proved to be. Some shaking of the heads early as to what sort of match would transpire, but the players have made it a true contest of its stature. And Eric Duff always happy to take it forward. He puts in a lot of hard yards. His fellow Lockpihi made some good progress too, but they're just a little bit sloppy on the handling. They got a bit of a lucky bounce. And it's come off a defender, so it stays with the Turbines. So they really wind it up late in this half to try and close that gap.
Advantage is over.
No more advantage. It's not the advantage it normally is in a game with a penalty at this direction. Creeping sideways. First right, now back left. Chance for Smith, who spies a gap. Balls pops up and floats forward. A chance here. Magoon's going to linger wide and get it. He's running forward. He's going to put the boot away to Williams. Murray Williams to the corner, taken out. Great tackle. Liebenberg saves them.
Oh, that's a great read from Dre Liebenberg. Williams had turned them inside out and then put the accelerator down and thought that he'd got there. Still pressure on North Otago, those set piece line-out's not an easy operation.
Good luck, Williams has stopped in a gust. Crucial line-out. Very close. But holding a player there. Some thought that Smith may have just pinched that, but not legally.
Early tackle.
An early tackle stopping them contesting the line out.
Hold.
On that line.
It's a long way from the opposition line, and Eric Tuff says, give it to me, I'll get it upfield for you. Might only be a couple of metres, but at least we're in the right direction. Canafarelli, who had a couple of early incisions, a few opportunities for the outside backs for North Otago so far. They've made some inroads midfield, and now Mid-Canterbury, another 3 points. And the point about the goal kicking, Buff, is that it doesn't matter where you are with the wind behind you, you've still got to control it. It's not just a gift, is it?
No, absolutely not. You've still got to hit it pretty true.
Shot.
I know this one is right in front, but man, I tell you what, this wind, and I can't overemphasise enough, it is very, very tough for anybody kicking a ball today.
I just need better discipline.
Well, here's the experience of Murray Williams. Have a look. This is where the infringement came. Apparently, not sure where it came from. Maybe the player at the front. Yeah, I think he's ruled the player at the front taking someone out. We said early tackle. Maybe the reference wasn't quite correct, but infringement all the same.
I think he tried to pick out Tolu there, didn't he? Just maybe going slightly early, but it's a real tough one, that. It certainly wasn't going to the back of the line-out pod, that's for sure.
No, that certainly is not an option today. But, so it's going back to my point, Murray Williams here. The penalty came and Manu Niliwa was out to the right, had a couple of support players with him, keen to get the ball. Williams just walked up, said, no, we won't be doing that. I'm going to slot this through the middle.
His perfect record intact. And Mid-Canterbury's quest for the Meads Cup equally so. 23-7. They trailed 7-0. Boy, what a last quarter it's been for them.
Yeah, 2 minutes to roll in this first 40 minutes. Tom and Mid-Canterbury, well, if they can gather 3, maybe more, then I think they'll be pretty happy with their first 40 minutes work at the moment. 16 points of difference, clearly happy that they've come back from a 7-point deficit.
Great kick.
They'll want more in the bank.
Outstanding, wasn't it? That was the longest kick-off today. It went 17 metres.
Knock on goal.
And in their enthusiasm to grab it, North Otago not able to. As you see, the host team, amazing record in these Division 2 Meads Cup finals as it's changed over the years. Just 2 losses since '95, so what an advantage hometown turf is.
Yeah, it's good news for Mid-Canterbury supporters, Tom, no doubt about that. And they will get the final opportunities. We tick down 60 seconds to go.
What about their prospect, Bud? All 4 finals could be won by South Island teams, all of them in the Canterbury region, South Canterbury, Mid-Canterbury, Canterbury, and Tasman's even the Crusaders.
Could be being the operative phrase there. That won't happen. Wellington, I'm back in Wellington tonight, 7:30.
I was going to ask you that earlier, Paul.
Good steal there by Smith. He's gone in and hustled. So just a chance that North Otago could pick up some points. It won't be from a shot at goal, but there's plenty of time for the quick tap and run. And they've used a bit of energy so far.
That's time, no.
Oh, no, tap and go.
Tap and go, he's made it absolutely clear. Captain's overruled any thought. And he's going to take charge. Get out of my way, says Darling.
It's a move!
You've held him up, but they won't be strong enough because he's too much of a powerhouse. But, oh, that was called up quickly.
Yeah, James Carr again doing great work, and that'll do it for half-time.
So at the half-time break, it's Mid-Canterbury. Bit of a shaky start, but they have settled down. They've used the conditions to perfections. They've established a comprehensive lead, 23-7. And they're going to be very happy. Liebenberg scored the first try. He is with Buff on sideline.
Well, Dre, great start to their first half. Great try. Pretty tough this one, mate, isn't it?
Oh, mate, it's even hard to stand up on the field, but I have to give credit to my centre partner to do that. But it's tough conditions, you know. We have to get forward momentum with the forwards, but it's pretty hard. It's challenging.
Mate, you good enough attack to win this one?
23-7. I think we do. We just have to plug the corners and let the forwards do their job.
Go and get a drink, mate.
Cheers. Thanks, mate.
Yes, huge job ahead of them because Mid-Canterbury have established a comprehensive lead at the break in Ashburton, 23-7 to the hometown over North Otago.
Time.